Amanda Seales was still talking about black on black crime. And, I gave Homegirl a bit of a pass about her debate. But I'm starting to see what's going on. I don't know if she a gatekeeper or she what they call them, a plant or something. I'm not even sure if she even grew up in an urban area. For people to still try to blame the white man because of the shootings and the killings that's happening in the neighborhoods is absurd. It's like there was no white man that was making people unalive people within your own neighborhood. The people who chose to do it, that was their choice and that was their decision. And I'm kind of over this narrative. I'm over it. There's so many people that's been fighting against gun violence like within those neighborhoods, and they're always ignored by the government official. And it's like blaming somebody else with community's problems lacks accountability, and it keeps the spirit of oppression very alive and very active within the black community. That is extremely dangerous. And you know what that also equals to? Poverty, no success. You have to start taking responsibility for your actions. Your actions. No one else can be responsible for what you do besides you. And for anyone to continue to blame the white man for their life and everything else like that, that is absolutely crazy and beyond delusional. When it comes to black on black crime, it's automatically white people's fault. That makes absolutely no sense. We continue with this whole blaming somebody, blaming the system, blaming this, blaming that. You or we as a people, we will never be able to move forward. There's no progression with that type of mindset.
I don't know if you all feel it as well, but there's definitely a shift in the atmosphere happening right now. And what I mean by that is that there is a divide in the black community that's becoming more and more obvious. A growing number of us are starting to become less and less tolerant of bad behavior. We are separating ourselves from those within the community who lack accountability and want to continually make excuses for all of the bad behavior. Even amongst my own family members, I'm just sick of it. My immediate family, they live very decent lives. All of my brothers are married and are very family oriented. But anytime we talk about the condition of the black community, they're more so just still into making excuses. I try to explain to them that as long as you see yourself as a victim, you'll always have an excuse. It's just a never-ending cycle. There's always a reason why something is the way that it is. They'll say, I'm black, my mom, my dad, my condition. Growing up, I didn't have this. Growing up, I didn't have that. No one taught me. And it just never ends. So I'm convinced that in order for black people to start taking accountability, more of us have to say that there is no excuse. There's no excuse, not even one. We're not going to accept it anymore. I heard someone say that a lot of black people don't understand, or they just don't see that what they're doing is wrong because they don't know any other way, or that's just how they grew up. And I call BS. I really do. For one, even young children start to develop a sense of right and wrong from an early age. Although you still have to teach them and guide them along the way, they still have a sense of what's right and what's wrong. And we live in an age where technology and information is right at your fingertips. You can see the poor results and outcomes of making bad decisions for decades. They'll say things like, they gave us rap music and they want our minds to be polluted. Again, you have a choice, right? Do you have to consume it? When you get in your car or you put your AirPods in, you get to choose your music selection. No one is making you listen to rappers. No one is forcing you to listen to music that degrades you and promotes filth. Who told you that you have to play it around your children? No one, right? Well, they gave us welfare to remove the black man from the home and to break up our families. We weren't getting equal pay. And I see that as another excuse because no one told the black woman that she had to choose. No one told the black woman that she had to choose the government over her man. She had the option. And she chose. She thought that she didn't have to deal with her husband anymore, and that the government, being the father of her children, was a better option. It's the same exact way that they think today. You could have said, no, my husband and I will stay together as a family no matter what. There's nothing in this world that can separate me from my man. Whatever we have to get through, we'll get through it together. And we'll come out 10 times stronger. But she didn't. She made her choice. I've also come to the realization that not everyone wants the same thing. Some people are just satisfied with the lifestyle that they're living. Sin and what's forbidden feels good to them. They can care less about raising their standards and becoming a better person. They can care less about breaking the cycle and raising their children better than the generations that came before them. Most people cannot be saved from themselves, their own ideas, their own beliefs, their own habits that are so detrimental. They don't want to do the inner work is going to take to heal themselves and to become better. The majority of people just refuse to believe that they are responsible for the outcomes that they have in life, and they can be a conscious participant in how their lives turn out. I'm just gonna say, I have never seen a group of people sit around and blame another man or another race of people for all of their problems. And I mean every last one of them, the way that Black people do. 400-500 years later. Have some dignity about yourself. I have heard people say the white man never did anything for me. He's never been nice. He's never meant us any good. Why do you expect another man to do for you? I don't see any race of people, including Black people, coming together to do anything for another group of people. Everyone is looking out for their own first, because that is what's natural. The blame game and the whataboutism is keeping a lot of you in bondage. As a community, we should be willing to address our issues directly without placing the blame on others, without pointing the finger and saying, look at what they're doing. They do it too. The spirit of oppression needs to go. This narrative is being kept alive because people are profiting off of it, and someone knows and understands that the more that they push this forward, we will stay divided and believe that we cannot find any common ground. Reparations and money is not going to fix this. The mind has to be renewed and changed, starting with the way that you view yourself and letting go of the past. Taking accountability and responsibility for your own behavior is not a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It actually gives you power. I've had to do the same thing when I've reflected on my own life and mistakes that I have made. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video.